Hi friends, once more I welcome you all in history lesson, and today we are going to discuss about chapter number 3. This is 10th standard CBSE history lecture, and we are going to discuss about the chapter nationalism in India. The last chapter we had discussed about the nationalism in Europe. Here we have to discuss about the nationalism in India. My name is Gajanan Gulganesa, and you are requested to subscribe and share my channel as much as you can. This will be very beneficial to your friends. And chapter number 3 is the compulsory chapter, and most of the questions will be asked from this chapter. One more important thing, uh, some important places can be asked in your map work from the chapter. So whatever important names will be coming in the chapter, you have to find out in the political map of India. Okay, let's move on the next slide. First of all, we have to discuss about what were the causes of the First World, because in the initial part of our chapter, the information is given about the First World War and its bad effects on the India. See, what were the causes of the First World War? The duration of First World War was 1914 to 1918, and there were so many reasons for the creation of the First World War, and we have to discuss it one by one. Number one, Mutual Defense Alliance. From the year 1871, when the war had taken place between Germany and France about the area Alsace and Lorraine, this region was owned by Germany by France. From that time, France wanted to take the revenge of Germany, and both of them were having the feeling of revenge, and the revengeful attitude had continuously expanding in both the countries. Otto von Bismarck, who was the father of the unification of Germany, he played very much important role at the time of alliances. He wanted to keep lonely to France, and that's why he had done some separate alliances, such as in the year 1879 he had done the separate alliance or secret alliance with Austria. In the year 1882 he made the secret alliance with Italy. In such way, the triple tight alliance had taken place. Into that, Germany, Austria, and Italy had come together. On the other hand, the other European countries were having such type of fear, and that's why they had also started to make a group of alliance, such as Russia, France, and England. Okay, next point number two, imperialism. Imperialism means to increase or develop the colonies in other undeveloped countries, and it was the dream of each and every European countries to do maximum expansion of their colonies in those countries where the natural resources were available in a huge quantity. In which countries the industrial revolution had taken place first of all of them wanted to expand their territory as much as they can. So all of them were having the competition to increase their territory in all over the world. Point number three, militarism. When most of the European countries came to know that about the secret alliances, they came to know that today or tomorrow the war is going to take place, but nobody knows that the war will take place and it can go ahead for 4 years. There were some countries in Europe, such as Germany and France, who spent near about 50% income of income on the manufacturing of the weapons. And such type of news were also spread in a huge quantity by the newspapers, and that's why the European countries started to spend maximum money on the weapons and the military. Then point number 4, nationalism. Each and every country wanted to have freedom, and that's why one ethnic people, if were staying at various part of the nation or countries, all of them wanted to come together for the welfare of these people. And in such way, the feeling of nationalism was also responsible for the First World War, because each and every country wanted to show their power, show their talent to the world. In this regard, the name of Kaiser William II is very important, because he told that if there will be the existence of Germany, it will be as the most powerful nation in the Europe on and world, if there should not be the name of Germany. And such type of feeling of Germany and other European people was responsible for the creation of First World War. Now we have to discuss about the immediate cause. Assassination of Archduke Franz de Ferdinand, and you should be aware that on 26th June 1914, the Prince of Austria, whose name was Archduke Francis de Ferdinand, he went with his wife Sophie at Bosnia and Herzegovina's capital Sarajevo. When he was roaming in that Sarajevo, at that time, one Serbian person whose name was Gavrilo Princip, he shot on him and killed both of them. And after that, Austria had given a letter of demand to the Serbia about the inspection of that person, or about the inquiry of that person who had killed to the Archduke Francis de Ferdinand. And in that letter, or in that ultimatum, he mentioned 11 demands which could not be fulfilled by the Serbia. In that ultimatum, Austria had mentioned that within 1 month, if all the demands will not be accepted by the Serbia, then Austria is going to attack on Serbia. In the same manner, the incident of assassination of Archduke Francis de Ferdinand had taken place on 26 June 1914, after 1 year, on 28th, sorry, on 20 on 28th July 1914, Austria had attack on Serbia and the First World War had started. Okay. Then there were some small problems, such as Balkan region was also responsible for the creation of First World War, and the Serb ethnic people. These were the people who were staying in Serbia, and these people were having an ambition to win the Bosnia and Herzegovina people, because most of the Serb people were staying in Bosnia and Herzegovina region, which was captured by Austria in the year 1907. Okay, these were the reasons of the First World War, and the First World War had played more than 4 years. When most of the European countries had participated into this, they did not know that this First World War can go ahead for more than 4 years. Near about 26 countries in the world had participated directly or indirectly in this war, and that's why it is called the World War. This was the complete war because it was played on the land, and inside the water, and in the air also, and that's why it is called a complete war, and that was the First World War. Now we are going to discuss about page number 53 of our textbook, and into that, first of all, we have discussed about nationalism in Europe. Then we also learnt about the nation state concept. New symbols and icons and new songs and ideas were accepted by those countries who had mm, done unification, such as Germany, England, France, and Italy. Then, chapter number 2, the story is given about the Vietnam and colonialism, how a small country played very important role to defeat America in the year 1975. Indian National Congress and contribution of Mahatma Gandhi ji. You must be aware that Indian National Congress was one of the most oldest political party of our country, which was established on 28th December 1885. And When Mahatma Gandhi ji came from South Africa in the year 1915, after that, Mahatma Gandhi ji started to play more and more important role in the political era or political incidents or events of our country. Then we have to discuss here about the difference between nationalism and extreme nationalism. Nationalism means if I am a citizen of India, then I must have some love for my nation. And extreme nationalism means I am belong to India and I am belong to India and my nation is the uh, important nations and the remaining nations are useless or valueless. Okay, whatever decisions are taken by my country are absolutely correct, and the decisions taken by the other countries is absolutely incorrect. I always think that my nation is superior and the other or remaining nations are inferior. Such type of extreme feeling of nationalism is responsible for the creation of the war. Okay, let's move on the next. The First World War, Khilafat and non-cooperation. You came to know that the duration of First World War was 1914 to 1918. Okay, now Khilafat and non-cooperation. Question number one: explain the effects of the First World War. Okay, explain the effects of the First World War. The First World War had happened between 1914 to 1918. More than 26 countries were involved directly or indirectly in this war. So it is called the First World War. And we are discussing about the effects. Number one, it led to huge increase in defense expenditure, which was financed by taxes. Number two, due to war, prices increased many times, leading to extreme hardship for common people. Number three, crops failed in 1918-19, resulting in acute shortage of food. Point number four, many people lost their lives in the war and due to epidemic such as plague. Point number five, forced recruitment in the army caused widespread anger among the villagers of our country which were not mentally ready to become the part of British army but they were forced to become the part of British army and these were the five important effects of the First World War. When the Indian soldiers became the part of First World War, all of them thought that Britishers will give freedom to Indian people after the completion of the First World War, but that not happened. And in the last, the soldiers who came from the battlefield of Europe in India, those felt very much sorry. Those became very much nervous, and they decided to take revenge of the Britishers as early as possible for gaining the freedom to our country. Let's move next question. What were the expectation of the Indian people from the First World War? The Indians were expecting that after the First World War, their hardships would end and they will get their freedom to enjoy their life. But the hardships of Indian people did not decrease but it increased due to implementation of the Rowlatt Act 1919. Okay, means due to Rowlatt Act 1919, the Indian people and the soldiers became too much nervous. Explain the work of Mahatma Gandhi ji in South Africa. Before leading the Indian freedom movement, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi used to live in South Africa to fight against injustice and class division. Within 10 years, Gandhi propagated the philosophy of Satyagraha there and propelled the country towards a number of class or ethnic discrimination society. He had successfully fought against the racist regime. In no time, Gandhi became the leader of the South African Indian community. His involvement in the non-violent movement in South Africa had made such an impact that even now he is looked up as a leader there. Question number four. Explain the idea of Satyagraha of Gandhiji. The idea of Satyagraha emphasized the power of truth and the need to search for truth. Number two, it suggested that if the cause was true, if the struggle was against injustice, then physical force was not necessary to fight against the oppressor. Point number three, without seeking vengeance or being aggressive, a satyagrahi could win the battle through non-violence. Point number four, justice can be gained by appealing to the conscience of the oppressor. Point number five, Mahatma Gandhi strongly believed in the power of truth and the idea of satyagraha. This is the important question which can be asked for 3 marks. Let's move. The local movements led by Gandhiji and after coming in India. Okay. Mahatma Gandhi returned to India in 1915 and he saw peasants in the northern India oppressed by the indigo planters. Now we have to discuss about the Champaran Satyagraha. It was the first popular Satyagraha movement started by Gandhiji in 1916-17. During the First World War, the demand of Indian indigo had increased in the Europe, so British planters forced to take the production of indigo, but the farmers of Champaran were not ready to take the production of indigo. Number three, indigo was responsible for infertility. For number four, farmers were exploited a lot. Point number five. So Mahatma Gandhi asked them not to force for indigo production, and British planters accepted it. And in such way, Mahatma Gandhi became success to sort out the problem of Champaran Satyagraha. And in this Satyagraha, the role of Mahatma Gandhi and Dr. Rajendra Prasad was very much important because Dr. Rajendra Prasad had called to Mahatma Gandhi to solve the problem of the indigo farmers in Champaran district, and according to the request of Mahatma Gandhi ji, the British planters also became ready not to force to the small farmers to take the production of indigo. Okay, next question. Write a short note about Kheda Satyagraha. Kheda, this location can be asked in the map work. Kheda, it is situated in today's Gujarat. This was the second Satyagraha of Gandhiji in India during the British rule. Number two, it was a major revolt which took place under the leadership of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Number three, the reasons were crop failure and plague epidemic. Point number four, so the peasants of Kheda district in Gujarat were demanding that revenue collection could be relaxed, but the farmers were harassed and their lands were confiscated. Point number five. Under the leadership of Gandhiji, the problem of farmers were sorted out, and the Britishers promised that they will not force to the farmers for land revenue and their lands were not confiscated. In such way, the second Satyagraha was also became success under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhiji. Mahatma Gandhiji became the real hero of our country as he was having the power of truth and non-violence, and he sorted out the problems of the farmers in Kheda. Next point is Ahmedabad cotton mill workers satyagraha. You are well known that Ahmedabad, it was the most important cotton mill produce, producing center of our country, and Ahmedabad was also known as the Manchester of India. Okay. In 1917, the plague epidemic, that is plague disease, which is a very contagious disease, and it can be spread very soon. In 1917, the plague epidemic was widely spread in Ahmedabad in Gujarat. So the mill workers were not ready to work in the cotton mill. Obviously, they were having some frighten of the plague, and that's why they were not ready to work in the cotton mill. The mill owner offered them more bonus, that is 100% to work in a very dangerous circumstances. Means when no any worker was ready to work in the mill, at that time the mill owner had offered them 100% bonus. Means if they were having their 100 rupees wages, then they started to give rupees 200 wages per day. When the situation became normal at that time, the mill owner were not ready to give bonus. Means once more, mill owner started to give just 100 rupees wages to the workers per day. So the outbreak of workers took place and they demanded minimum 50% bonus, but the owner was not ready. They were ready for 20% bonus. So the workers sat on hunger strike with Mahatma Gandhi ji. In the last, the owner became ready to give 35% bonus to the workers, and the problem of Ahmedabad cotton mill workers successfully solved by Mahatma Gandhi ji. And in such way, Mahatma Gandhi ji had also sorted out the problem of Ahmedabad cotton mill workers in the year 1917-18, and once more he became a very powerful leader of our country who was having a great power to solve the problems of the Indian people. Now we have to discuss about the Rowlatt Act. Rowlatt Acts, February 1919. This legislation passed by the Imperial Legislative Council, the legislature of British India. The acts allowed certain political cases to be tried without juries and permitted internment of suspects without trial. According to this law, any Indian can be put into jail without trial for the period of minimum 2 years. This act was also called as Rowlatt Act, or Indian people had asked it Bl- Black Act because uh, it was according to this law, the Britishers had got a big right without showing any reason. They were able to catch any Indian person and they could put them inside the jail without showing any reason, and that's why Indian people had asked to this Rowlatt Act as the Black Act or Kala Kanun. Next question. How did Indians support to the Gandhiji's Hartal on 6th April? This Mahatma Gandhiji wanted to oppose to the Rowlatt Act, okay, which was made in the year March 1919, and that's why Gandhiji had started to Hartal against the Rowlatt Act from the 6th April. At that situation, how the people had supported Mahatma Gandhiji's. Point number one. Rallies were organized in various cities. Workers went on strike in railway workshops and shop closed down. Point number two, alarmed by the popular upsurge and scared that lines of communication such as the railways and telegraph would be disrupted, the British administration decided to clamp down on nationalists. Point number three, local leaders were picked up from Amritsar and Mahatma Gandhi was barred from entering Delhi. Point number four, on 10th April, the police in Amritsar fired upon a peaceful procession, provoking widespread attacks on banks, post offices, and railway stations. Point number five, martial law was imposed and General Dyer took command of that.